Good morning, welcome back to Casa TexPina. We're on build day number 109 this morning. We have a full house today. Lots of people, lots of different trades on site, so we should be seeing a flurry of activity. We've got our regular labor crew in full force today. We've got 18 laborers on site, to include, in addition to the electrician, the steelman, let's see, we got 2 plumbers and 4 welders. We're also expecting another crew to show up this morning. That will be the CCTV crew, and they'll start roughing in the conduits for their system as they get going as well. So we've got a lot going on today. I'll go ahead and show you guys around and see what's going on. So let's get started. All right, so where are people at this morning? Let's take a big walk around and find out. We've got gentlemen up here that are on the front porch that are building forms around the beams that they fabricated yesterday. Mr. Chucks, our electrician, is still working on conduits where they're going to be able to run all the wires for the exterior lights, both on the porch as well as along the fence line. One of our gentlemen, Mr. Ramirez, Alex Ramirez, is sifting out some of the old gravel that our 2 old gravel piles. We used to have one here and one here. He's busy sifting those out, so we get dirt on that side, and on this side is going to be the gravel that we could still use in some other places. Okay, coming around, as you can see up here on top, our welders are back today, and they are continuing to make adjustments to the purlins. Might not be able to see as well, but we've got 2 gentlemen inside doing plaster coating, both in the Jack and Jill bath as well as in the walk-in closet for bedroom number 2. Coming around to the north side of the house, lots of activity on this side. We are continuing the fence line, and they are finally starting to put in they're going to start fabricating the beams that go across the top of the garage door. Now, the way this was explained to me here for this section, the way this is going to work is that we're going to put a beam across the opening, then they're going to put in 2 courses of hollow block, and then put in another beam across the top. So that top beam will be in line with the roof beam that's already up here, and then the rafters and everything can rest on those, and that'll be the support. So making sure that we have a, let's see, what do they mentioned, we're going to have a 2.9 meter opening for the garage door, and then they're going to go the rest of the way up until they hit the roof. Okay, now back out here on the fence line, they have started digging out the rest of the fence line here. What we're going to do on this side, they've removed the section that used to be their water line, their water trap, where everybody took their, washed their feet and got the water source for the rest of the day. The pipe is going to stay in place for the moment. We do have plumbers on site, so if we need to get that relocated and changed around to where it's actually all on the outside of the fence line, they're here and they can do that. I do suspect what they're going to continue today is the rebar here on the bottom for the foundation wall of the fence line, and then they're going to continue building forms so that they can pour some of these columns as they continue working that first set of hollow block, the wet set, and then also the remainder of the wall. I believe from this section, the rest of the way around is going to be full height at 2 meters plus on the sides. So we'll take a look at that. Looks like we're getting ready to mix some, looks like mortar at the moment. I haven't seen them bring around any concrete yet. We do have a couple of plaster coat operations going on, as well as you may be able to see up here in the top. We have a couple guys that are extending the hollow block wall above for the stairwell. What they're trying to do here is they're going to start putting in the ceiling, so that if they put the wall on this side, the ceiling will be easier for them to adjust and come over. All right, let's go take a walk inside and see what people are working on inside the house. Okay, so we've got most of the rebar already tied and G1 gravel throughout. So these areas are ready for concrete. We just need to put spacers underneath the rebar. Mr. Carlito here is finishing the plaster coat in the kitchen area, and we have plumbers on site, and what they're doing is extending the water supply lines, the hot water supply line from the guest side of the house over to the master side of the house. Okay, so let me see if I can get out of their way and continue to show you what's going on throughout the rest of the house. All right, so I'm gonna squeeze through here, walk through the wall that's not there yet, and we've, like I mentioned earlier, we've got plaster coating going on here in the Jack and Jill bath. They're continuing with this. I did ask our mason here in regards to the soap dish and shampoo dish that normally people put into the walls inside of the stand-up showers. They said what they're going to do is they'll plaster that all over right now, so it'll be a rough finished wall like we have here. When they start doing the finish work and do the tiling, they will then use a grinder and grind out the section however big it needs to be, and do the recess for the soap dish or the shampoo dish at that point. They said they will do also the same thing with regards to the tissue holder, or the toilet tissue holder. All right, and the other side, the bedroom 2 walk-in closet is also being plaster coated. Mr. Joel is back for that. And then I showed you from the ground level, we've got a couple guys up the staircase here that are putting in the walls, the hollow block walls for the ceiling. So you see here we're going to have a 2.6 meter ceiling height, and they're working to extend that hollow block wall up to meet that. As they do that, they're also going to incorporate the closet that's up at the top of the wall. Take a walk around this morning. We're doing a mid-morning walk around. We have the full crew on site with the 3 subcontractors on site. We're total sitting at about 35 people total here on the site. But as large as this site is, people are still able to maintain their quote-unquote social distancing that they're supposed to. Got Mr. Alex and another gentleman that's back here on the back, Willie, that are forming up the forms for the columns for the fence posts. Over here on the side, got a couple more guys, the 2 Marlins that are working out where the fence lines are going to go. So they're working on the excuse me, the first 4 inches of concrete and the first 2 courses of hollow block. First course of hollow block will be wet set with the concrete, and then they'll continue working after that. Up top, we've still got welders that are making adjustments to the purlins going around the building and doing the long welds. Working our way into the house. Our guys over here, the foreman and some of our laborers are working to remove the old forms that we use here, the boards, where we used to mix a lot of mortar and concrete. So they're going to get it back down to where it's just back down to floor level. Here in the maid's room, mother-in-law's quarter, extra bedroom, whatever you want to call it today, we are continuing with the plaster coat on all 4 walls. So this will probably be where Ben and Jerome are going to be for today and tomorrow. All right, inside. Oh, we did have our CCTV guys show up, so we're taking a look at their initial layout of where they need to be. And our plumbers are here as well, and they are routing where the hot water supply line is going to come from. The the solar hot water heater up above the garage over to the master side of the house. Okay, let's go take a look through the guest side of the house here. Mr. Lance is helping out Mr. Jericho here in the Jack and Jill. So when he's needing some more mortar, he just hollers at Mr. Lance to come bring him some more mortar. Okay, let's take a look around real quick. Still got welders up on top. Let me watch my head. Make sure I'm not getting hot metal dropped on. We're still working the bedroom number 2's walk-in closet. And upstairs in the stairwell, we'll continue to work the wall, so they know where to put the top of the ceiling. And is also going to start extending the closet as he works his way up to that section. Okay. So, pardon me. Our electrician, Mr. Chucks, has been helping these guys get oriented. These are our Tech Vision guys on site, and they're going to be starting to rough in where the electrical for the conduits and stuff for the CCTV are going to go. So we've already got some stuff already put in place. They may or may not use that, and then once it's all roughed in, we'll cover it back up as need be. All right, let's go do a mid-afternoon walk around, or actually a post-lunch walk around. These guys are still getting prepped to put out the forms. So they've got some of the forms already built. They're going to put forms on these fence posts, much like they've done here and there. So they started on the inside. Now they're working on that one. They'll continue working on those. They're waiting to get a little bit more concrete, and they're going to finish wet setting this section here. In the garage, we've got all kinds of stuff going on here. We've got welders up here doing long welds. We've got these guys down here that are mixing concrete, and we've got this gentleman here and his co-worker, Mr. Roman, are starting to. They got the bottom supporting form in place. Now they're getting the rebar. They're going to start making the beam that's going to go across here. This will be the bottom beam for the garage. And then more welders up on top. Also up in the media room, we have Mr. Anjo, one of our team leads, mason, carpenter, you name it. He's working on the hollow block wall for both the ceiling for the stairwell, as well as the walls for the closet space. All right, let's see if I can. I'm gonna walk around to the front and we'll catch up in it. Up here on the front side of the house, Mr. Edmund our bodeguero, is trying to reclaim some of the lost 3/4 minus aggregate that we have here. So they're resifting, getting the dirt separated. Up here on top, we've got Mr. Marvin and Mr. Totoy, who are working the forms for the beams for the front porch. So they're working that out. Coming into the house, our CCTV crew is prepping where this is where the server is going to go. So it's going to be both the home point for the CCTV system, as well as the Wi-Fi and the wired system as well. Cable comes into here as well. This is going to be like the main electronic communication hub. Now the guys here for the CCTV are also putting in place conduits for where the cameras inside are going to be. We're going to have some cameras inside as well as the ones outside. So initially they're starting on all the inside work and working their way out. So they're starting from the server, and then they're going to work their way back out. The comm closet, or the communications cabinet, they're calling it. Well, as I mentioned, we've got a full house of people. We've got CCTV van that just came back in. We got guys over here working the fence line. Engineer's brother-in-law came dropping off some supplies and getting ready to pick up some others. So over here we've also got guys bending rebar that are going over the top of the garage door opening. Not sure if y'all can see that inside the shadow there. Also inside we've got the plumbers have been working their locations, trying to get all the hot water supply figured out. The CCTV guys have brought in a lot of their own, all their own conduit, and starting to put in boxes and locations where they're going to start doing their work, all above the ceiling level. So we've got forms around the beams here for the front porch. What they're going to do there is start getting ready to start pour concrete here this afternoon. And these guys are still chipping away at the wall area here where the comm closet's going to go, or the comm bracket. All right, continuing on this afternoon, pouring some of the concrete posts for the fence line. So the fence posts are getting poured. There's some of that going in, and they are using a rod to rod it down, make sure we don't have any honeycombs along the way. Let's go see what everybody else is working on. Something else the welders are doing, I'm not sure if y'all can see it from here or not. I can show it on this one here. If y'all can see these small straps, they're using long pieces of thin metal strapping. Here it is on the floor. So they're using this material here to fasten from the corner, the bottom corner of the roof line along the purlins, going up either side of the ridge to help strengthen it up. That's what they're working on there, and making a lot of noise. Okay, we've also got here on the side of the garage, the gentlemen are continuing to work the beam here. Looks like it is going to be just 2 full beams, so they're going to pour one beam, put it in place, and then once that one cures, they'll come back and put the other one directly on top of it for the top roof beam over the garage door opening. All right, Mr. Totoy up on top, working the forms for the front porch beams going across the front. So they're tying that all up, making sure it's good and tight for when they're ready to pour concrete. Right, so these guys are continuing to work here in the office area, putting in where the comm cabinet's going to be, and then also here where the cable's going to come back in from the outside. Okay, they've also got some spacing, some conduit running already just below the ceiling line. Actually, it's above the ceiling line. Ceiling's actually going to drop from this these beams, probably about 2 to 3 inches. So we've got room to run conduits all throughout the living room area. So still the CCTV guys doing the rough end. This is bringing the some of the cables to be able to bring in the view into the screen that'll be over here on the wall for viewing. They're going to have a second one that's going to be in the breakfast nook area. But these conduits will help bring in the Ethernet cables, as well as the cables that they need for running all the cameras on the outside. So this is all going to go back to the main hub, which is in the office that you saw them digging out earlier. All right, it is the end of build day number 109. We had a flurry of people coming through our work site today. This is the new high total for number of contractors and folks on site. I believe we hit 35 people, not to include myself and Miss Emie, as we were sitting here observing and watching the construction happen. Very busy day. As you saw, we did have a full house, and we did the CCTV rough end today. So today was the first day that the CCTV guys were on site. They will be back again on Friday, so in 2 days, not tomorrow but the next day. Reason being, something for you guys to look forward to. Tomorrow is the big floor pour. All of the first floor that they've been working on with the rebar and the G1 gravel, getting everything tied up, ready to go. We are scheduled to pour that tomorrow. Engineer says it looks into about 6 cubic meters of concrete. What they're going to do is dump it here in the front front porch and bucket carry it from there. So it's all going to be bucket brigade. Your proponents for the wheelbarrows, I hear your pleas. However, unfortunately, they're falling on deaf ears at this point. It is not standard practice in this location. So we will see you again here tomorrow for the big floor pour. Until then, if y'all like today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the Casa TexPina star right over here and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below the view screen and you'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until we see you again tomorrow for build day number 110, the big floor pour, have a great afternoon and God bless. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to be notified when our next video becomes available.